let's get a going here. How we all doing today? How we doing? How we doing? Let's see. I've already forgotten. It was Mayo's first. Hi, Mayo.
Wow, you can't believe you
Hey,
forgot
I'm sorry.
that
I'm
I
sorry.
was
I'm so
first.
sorry. You were here before I opened OBS, and I've been scrambling for the past 45 minutes trying to get
Yeah,
Gex
I
3 to
know.
work.
I know.
How you
I'm
doing?
joking.
Oh, come on, man. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. You good? Good,
Yeah.
good, good. How you doing, Dunk Slide? Yeah, both the artists are really crazy. Wow. And are we doing Diggy, who is actually very, very close. You were almost there. You almost got first smiley face. You were like 10 seconds and you're here. You're gaming.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lord Dump definitely feels like a just about nothing Dunk Slide, but that's how it goes in Yakuza. I feel like there's always chapter 6 or 7. It's just like nothing. So I get you. Welcome on, Sean. How you doing? Song will always be a vibe. I agree. I've played exactly one Katamari game, but I have immense respect for the series, especially the music. It just like it hits, you know. New letters in the greeting, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean, Dunkslide? Be first one day, you got this, Diggy. Playing Battle Brothers rather than drawing? Wow. Is that like Smash Brothers?
But they're battle brothers.
But they're battling. Yeah, yeah. Done by for howdy merch. Welcome on in. Hope the rest of your shift goes well. But yeah, we're playing Final Fantasy 12 today. I know yesterday I said we were playing Gex 3 as per the sub goal, but I didn't have time to test it until like 45 minutes ago, and when I tested it, every single thing I did didn't work, and it would just crash with no error message, so that's something. I'm going to look into perhaps going to get the PlayStation version and see if that works any better, which will be a pain in the butt. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow before stream. If not, we'll figure something else to play. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully that'll work and we can get some more hilarious Gex the Gecko quips under our belt.
Yeah.
You with Boss Check and Hydrated, by the way, merch. Shit's going well, but why are you alone? Don't even have keys. Yeah, it seems a little strange, but I get the exact same thing at my work. Sometimes I'm almost always literally the only person there. I've seen my boss exactly once in about 5 months, and I still don't have all the keys, so I feel you. Anyways, I'm just getting into the video game. We can watch me do whatever. What are you doing? What are you drawing, Fang?
I changed my mind like last second.
Oh, is this like the thing where it had like all of the keyboard thing?
Yeah.
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 Sweet.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that, honestly. That's exciting.
How dare
Hey,
you?
it has been so long, man.
It's been like a month.
Yeah, that is like a year. It's Fang. It is Fang.
It's Fang, yeah.
Yeah, Fang and Momoka and Shay and Abby.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've lined the girls first.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, this game is loud. Why is it so loud on the opening screen? It's always so loud.
Don't forget this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
You forgot about it? Me too. Good. Not just me. Wowza. Yeah, that is the appropriate reaction. Alright, do you remember what happened last time, Mayo?
So last time we started off with with that. We had to rescue Panello from the desert, so they kidnapped her.
Not the desert.
I mean, not the desert, but
mines.
the funny guy, the funny lizard people, and like we go to the new city, and
Shareable. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like we find out that the little piss baby brother of Vane is with Penelo, and like they're like talking, and she's like, and he's like, I just want peace, bro. And she's like, but your brother killed my family. Ugh, the war. I can't trust you. And she's like, and he's like, babe, I got you. I
I
want peace.
got you, babe.
And so meanwhile, we're trying to like, I don't know how we find Penelo. But we do. And I know we wanted to like court, go to like the guy, the big honcho.
The Marquis, yeah.
Yeah. And so we start like saying to random folks like, the Bach is not dead, he's alive, don't listen to them. And then eventually we meet with the guy, and he's like a neutral, quote unquote neutral party, but he really doesn't like the Empire, but like he doesn't want to be spanked in the booty, so he just pretends he's with them, but he's really like helping the resistance. But like he knows that like Penelo and also the princess Ash, who did not commit suicide. They did not commit suicide. She's alive. Uh, they're on the ship, on the enemy ship. They're like, well, we want to get on there, but we don't want to make it seem suspicious. So they just kind of like pretend fight. And they're like, oh no, they're arrested. Oh no. And so they go to prison, but in the air. And so they do like another prison escape sequence, except they find Penelo and Ash, and they all gang up together, and they're like, yo. And at some point, like Ash was there, but they're like, we don't believe you're the princess, because fuck you.
You couldn't be the princess.
And she's like, well, I can prove it. And like the stone that Penelo had, that they stole from the bunker or whatever.
Vaughn had.
Yeah, well, like yeah, but oh no, yeah, Vaughn had it, and it glowed, and I was like, oh, it glows because she's the princess.
Whoa, princess shiny rock.
And they take it, and they're like, fuck you guys, it's ours now. And then he's like, no, my only proof. And so like after they break out of prison, they're like, okay, well, there is one thing that I know. There's this far away, like across the entire fucking map, and it's like the another shiny rock that the past king hid away. And it's like in the dungeony place that you went to, right? That you're in right now. That you're in right now. But before that, you had to fight some weird fucking bird.
Funny bird, yeah. I think that's a pretty good look. That's a pretty good recap. I don't think you missed much of importance. I think you got it.
Yeah.
I'm changing real quick. Birch's redeemed an outfit. I got it in the spring. I can't find it though. There it is. I did summer instead.
Too many outfits.
Yeah. And all of them are outdated. They don't have half of the tracking that my main one does. Whoops.
Oopsie.
I hope Waffle doesn't come in and get sad that there's no wee because there's no wee on this one. Unfortunate. I'm still squished though. That is a natural fact.
That's good.
Yeah. Also,
well,
you didn't have to redeem it twice, Birch. Let me I can refund that to you if I can find it wherever it is. Change outfit.
My little
There you go.
sister is crying.
Little sister?
Mm.
Yeah. Also, welcome on NB. That's exciting to see that your strat guide was signed. That's pretty cool. Also, we had to redeem to write a haiku about Fran's butt, and I wrote it down while you were dumping. I got all through Evilise. Maya pays attention to that bunny Tushy. So that's my haiku about Fran's butt.
I do pay attention to the bunny tush.
Yeah. If it wasn't voicing over everything that happened, all you would know is funny little tail. Oh, it looks so cute too. Yeah. I should probably make that small now, huh? Just doing the cube marts.
I'm doing all the cube marts.
Yeah. Good IQ, thanks. But yeah, we're at Tomb of Wraithfall now, so we're going to go get. I believe it's the Dusk Shard, Dawn Shard, one or the other, because the Empire has the other one. Cube Marreco.
Yeah.
This is like where the game starts to get scary.
Oh yeah, because you can get second jobs, but you're not doing
Eventually, that. yeah. At the end of this dungeon is where we'll officially be very underleveled for everything. But it's also just because there's scary bosses in this place. There's definitely not one in this exact room as soon as we walk over this little thing here. Oh, no way!
Didn't you just fight a boss though?
We did, yeah. But there's traps. There's dastardly traps here.
Traps.
Look, it's the demon wall. He advances.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Run.
But good news, everyone. You can simply not. And just walk away. Because it is almost impossible to kill this thing.
Can you, like, if you're like over leveled, can
Oh
you?
yeah, he's killable. He's just very hard. Wouldn't it be crazy if there was just another boss on the other side of this door? Wouldn't that be insane?
That'd be crazy cuckoo.
Damn, another demon wall? Wow. This one's a lot slower, and it's a lot longer before it gets to you. And there's also funny little torches, and I forget which ones are which. I think it's the ones next to the fires. What does it say? Wakes it with the flames, follows it their shadow, ne'er straying.
I understand.
So we don't want to awaken with it. We don't want the flames. We don't want the flames, I don't think. I always forget. I've done this like 100 times. I always forget. But it's not the first one, I'm like 80% sure, so I'm just gonna touch this one. Halts advanced, yeah. And now we're probably fine. Until he, you know, just sends our entire party to the X dimension.
The X dimension?
Yeah, they can X zone you, which is like death, except for you can't revive from it, so that's good. He also does Doom, that's cool. Used to farm this guy for weapons. Oof. Nah. I mean, you could theoretically chain him if you were to just keep walking in and out. I think. At least with the other one. But where was it? I used echo herbs. Why am I using echo herbs when I am blind? I need eye drops. Did our slow work? I forget. It does not. I just missed. Chain magic. Dang. Why did my eye drops didn't work? What happened? Telegon. Fran has been X-zoned. We'll just bring up Bosch. She's level 9, but that's okay. It's definitely delivered to you. Don't put Bosch to sleep. He only does like 1 damage. That would be very unfortunate.
Mimi.
I wish I could bring back Fran. Because I want her to get the experience, but...
Kasha's being really pushy right now.
Pushy?
Yeah, she's like pawing at me.
Maybe she wants to show you the bird that she killed.
She doesn't go outside.
Maybe there was one indoors. Where's Bosch? Did Bosch die? I thought he was just asleep. Where is he? Why is he not here?
Is he in the back? Or is that the
No, that's
guest?
Vossler. Bosch was just not there. Oh, he did die. Okay. No, Vossler, don't waste my Phoenix Downs on Bosch. Just simply do not.
Just bring Balthier.
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 Any Phoenix down. Yikers. Why does he have 6 foe targeting ones? I'm just gonna go status blind. Foe status blind. There it is. Can you sight unseeing, which I think he has. He does not, never mind. I have lied to you.
God, I can't believe Flippers is a liar.
Yeah, I'm kind of a liar. Ash is also about to perish, so that's good.
Doom.
She's doomed.
Doom.
She has 3 seconds to live, Maya. 3 seconds to live.
She's about to die.
Yeah, she's gonna perish.
I wish.
At least this buff doesn't just cast death, because that's the worst. We will, however, be seeing a boss that does. A few of them, even.
Death. Does it just like insta kill?
It's like a very low hit, but just like instant kills if it does.
Oh, so it's like
It's like how Pokemon moves, yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Tomb of Wraithball. It is unnecessarily big for one dead guy.
I mean, have you seen a pyramid?
But this is like an inverted pyramid and a pyramid on top. It's huge.
It wounds me to look on as they
He's just a
pillage so
homie,
solemn
and
a
people
place.
just really want
He
to
was a
own it.
homie. He was the best
Yet without
homie.
help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so?
I guess Wraithwall is
He
one thing
thinks
you
ever
missed in
and
the
always on his own
recap.
profit.
The
Assure
king?
him of it and he
Yeah,
shall
King
remain true to
Wraithwall.
our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now
Shut up,
we should
Bossler.
concern ourselves with
Balthier's a
finding
better
the
guy
Dawn Shard.
than you. Stinky Azulus. You ready? You ready for breathing?
It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
It's not yet. She's just feeling the
I can hear
force.
its call.
She's talking to some
Can't believe
rocks.
you lied to me.
Yeah, King Wraithwall. He was like a king way past. He was the bloodline of Ash, and he essentially he's the reason why the entire like not just country but like everything around it, like the entire like continent was created, and he like created peace across the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it's like all of the city-states came up and were like prosperous because of him. And so he like gave people of his bloodline these stones to 3 of the countries that didn't branch off to be their own thing. Nebradia, Dalmasca, and then one here just in case. And,
Yeah, I didn't know if it was worth mentioning.
yeah. Oh, he's important. We'll be hearing the name Wraithwall a few times. Wait, Fran's back. Hello?
she's back.
She's just back. That's okay. I didn't notice. I didn't realize you could just come out of X zone. But I saved Ash. She didn't die.
Yay.
But yeah. The Wraithwall had 3 stones. Three funny shiny rocks. We know of one that the Imperials have now. Is the Dawn Shard, I think. And then there's the Dusk Shard that's in here somewhere. And the third one we haven't heard of yet. Wow.
Dawn, Dusk, Eclipse.
Yeah, Eclipse. Yeah.
What's the, Dawn and Dusk are like opposites. What the
It's
fuck
like
is in the middle?
between
Afternoon?
it. The afternoon shard. It's the Midlight Shard. That's what they call
Oh, midnight. Yeah,
it.
that's
Midlight.
yeah, but it's based off of midnight. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. It's like
'Cause
between the
dusk
2
is-
darks.
Dusk is
Night.
night. Dawn is morning. Yeah. It's the other way. Afternoon is in the middle of those two, but the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will hear about the Midlight Shard eventually. I don't know if it's even been name dropped yet.
I don't think I've
I
heard
don't
it.
think so. But we have had characters talk about what the Midlight Shard has done, but we haven't actually been told what the Midlight Shard is or what it did.
We've heard of it, but we don't know that that's the thing that
No,
did
we've heard of the thing it did, but we haven't heard of it and that it actually did that. Yeah.
Huh?
It's
So
like
we've heard about the thing that it did, but we don't
Yeah.
know that it did the thing.
we've very vaguely heard about it, yeah, about the things that have transpired around it. But we have not heard of the thing itself, nor have we been told that it actually caused that because we haven't heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just know it did something. Well, like, we know, but it just, stuff happened.
Yeah.
Stuff happened because of it.
Just forget I said.
Stuff happened because of it, but we just know that stuff happened.
We just know that things are bad.
Yeah. Stuff happened.
Yeah. What do you think of these enemies, Maya? The Rago.
They're okay, I guess.
They're little chompy guys.
They like, I don't know why they remind me of like a lamp.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. You know what? Vossler, you can do, instead of Phoenix Down, night drops. Just-
Phoenix up. Huh?
Wow, Phoenix Rising. Rising Phoenix. That's a zodiac sign, right?
What?
Rising Phoenix. Yeah.
No.
No, I'm kidding. Rising Phoenix is an attack of Tales of Arise.
Yeah.
Double Demon Fang. Remember we played that game on the stream?
Remember that game that I brought up last stream,
Yeah,
and
I
no
don't.
one understood the reference I made.
I did. And Dunk vaguely did once you said it. Or is it that Tales of Arise has been a haze? Yeah. Tales of Arise gone and forgotten.
Good.
I should probably do this. So we actually use it. Oh my god, everyone's queue. You know what? We'll just let everyone queue. That's fine.
X gon' give it to ya. Gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya.
But he used a self-destruct. And Vosslu's dead. Goddamn.
Wow.
Could talk about A Hat in Time. Could probably remember it more than Arise. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah,
help
I
that
remember
Arise is like very complex comparatively. By complex, I mean nonsensical.
Funny kid spaceship hourglass scope. Oh no, my hourglasses.
No, my time has been lost. Now I must use my hat.
Time to go to funny worlds. First world has weird buff guys with mustaches and wants to kill you for some reason. Oh well, just take the glasses anyways. Yeah. There's some funny water level.
Water
Turn
level.
off the faucets.
No,
Is it lava?
that's the same one. That's the mafia level, but in like hard mode.
Yeah, no, I know it's the mafia one, but like
Yeah. Turn off the
there's like
faucet.
there's different like levels.
Yeah,
within
it's like Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Back in the original game, if you picked up any of these 3 chests, you weren't allowed to get the super weapon. It's very rude.
Wow.
They all have
Did
almost
you have to
nothing.
walk past them?
Yeah, you gotta turn the other cheek. And that cheek is your booty. We're just on top of them. I'm a little wary to keep my health up because sometimes you get a rare spawn in here that can just annihilate you. I might intentionally spawn it, honestly. So you can control it.
I just realized that I didn't have my air on.
Ooh, is it getting
And I've been
spicy in there?
sweating. Yeah.
Mean.
Regret.
Ready.
Regretting spaghetti.
What's this then? A sleepy waystone.
Oi, what's all this then?
What's all I said? Funny jewel. Makes the face go down, but only halfway. Oh, ye ghosts. Oh, they're oiling us. That's not good. And they're already casting fire. It's fine. I'll just let them. Can I get you to do the thing? Will you do it now? No, he's just gonna kill me. That's fine. Do I have handkerchiefs? Do I care to use them? I only have 8, so I will not. Blind. Rude. My team just looks like they forgot to turn on the shaders. So they're just a little murky. And that's not going to go away for a long time.
Oh, you're covered in oil.
And we're oiled. Which you think would go away when they burn you, but no. It just hurts.
You just, yeah.
And you can only get rid of it if you use an item or touch a crystal. And I don't have many of the items, so I'm gonna just not. Oh, of course you cast a fire, please, sir. Thank you. Oh, trapped chest. Oh, Vossler, don't you dare. Okay.
Well, so just go to hell with it.
He just walks right at it. I love moments like that because it reminds me of Sonic Heroes. The way your party moves to like follow you. It's just funny. Remember when we played that game on stream?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I hated it. I hated that. That was a mistake.
Wait for so long.
I shouldn't have done all 4 of the cafe. I just shouldn't have. It was a mistake. But now I can say that I've done it. I didn't get any of the bonus stages from the like, I didn't get any of the Chaos Emeralds. Or maybe one of them, but like, hell no, I ain't doing the rest of those. Too much work.
100% gold win.
I don't know about that. I don't think I have the skills to do it. Like, I could not figure out why it wasn't working. I don't know. It's like, that'd be like getting me a goal to go back and play Yakuza 2 and win toilets. I just don't know why I didn't. Like, I don't know why I couldn't. It just...
I mean, that's when you just try.
But I tried it like 30 times through the playthrough. It just didn't work.
Over.
Uh-oh.
And over till you lose your mind.
I already did. I did not have a mind to begin with. Oh, Dispel. Does anyone know that? I think it's a white magic. Is it? It is a white magic. Can we get that on anyone? Probably, if anyone, Ash. Oh yeah, we can. Let's go. That is huge. This spell is optional, but like really, really handy. Because it'll dispel the buffs on enemies.
Oh.
Yeah. Or promote. We might use that at some point. Zombies.
Zombie.
Zombie. Zombie. Eh. Eh.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, would you look at that? Another room with a funny gem that's functionally identical to the other one.
Whoa.
I'll do that in a sec. I gotta look for chests. You know. I don't want to miss nothing. Got any chests?
Got milk.
I do. Would you like some?
Only if it's yours.
Like straight from my teat?
Yeah.
Okay. Howdy, British. Welcome back.
Howdy.
Quiet for now. Just like start screaming. Straight from the teat. Yeah, male wants my milk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. I was oiled and he exploded.
Ouch.
That's just instant. No, 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 friend. No, no, friend. Hold up, and nail her. Who doesn't? I don't know. Crazy people.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there's enough for all of us. Yeah, I'm not producing much yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
What do I gotta do to make it produce enough?
I believe pregnancy is the way. You just gotta get me preg, you know.
I will do my best.
Yes.
Time to make an announcement. Hey guys, we're trying for a baby.
Trying for baby. What do you mean, oh no? Why aren't you happy for this?
Yeah, you should be happy. God.
There's so many zombies, man. Thought this was supposed to be Wraithwall's tomb, not like every Joe Schmo's tomb. Oh, there wasn't even a chest at the funny dead end. I did nothing. There was no reason to come all the way here. Not in this economy, man.
That's, yeah.
I mean,
you're
it's
right.
true, but like, just like, give me enough gift subs to raise a baby. We'll start a Kickstarter for a VTuber baby.
Please no. But Cube is our biggest enemy.
Cube is our biggest enemy?
Yeah, Cube is stopping sex.
This is true.
We have to keep it hush hush from Cube.
Nobody tell Cube that May and I are having a baby.
Yeah.
VTuber babies is just like VTuber mamas and papas. I mean, I guess like a VTuber child is like what an artist would call her. Yeah. Wow, the second gem put the face at another halfway into the ground, and a bunch of zombies spawned when we did it. Crazy.
I don't have any VTuber children. Yet.
Yet. One day.
One day. Commission's open.
You want a VTuber model? Go to twitch.tv/maybot.vt.
Yeah, you see me doing this art? This could be yours.
Wow, that could be you. You could be the Yoari Rena.
Yeah.
Yo, look, it's Piss Fog, man. Piss Fog.
Peace fog! Oh.
The mist.
Fog? Underground?
No.
I mean,
Not
that's
fog.
common.
Mist. You can see
Like
the mist
the hit
with
video
your
game
eyes?
Mist?
Yeah, real
Where it is
mist.
thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
Nether?
Minecraft.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Not on its own.
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind.
Too bad the mist never actually
Can't count on
amplifies
Vaughn
our
to keep track
magic.
of these things.
Ooh.
That's
Only
for
the
sure.
enemies. Yeah, Vaughn. Come on. Yeah, it's the mist. Remember that one time when we were in jail and Fran was like, I found a way out. I can smell the mist. It was the mist. It was the mist. It was the mist. It's the piss fog. It's the mist. Let's see. I don't think there's any chests there. I'm just on my head down. That certainly does not look like there will be a boss battle down there. Right. Blood sword. I don't think anyone can use that. Unfortunately. This is where I finally said goodbye to our belovedly tinged looking party, because oil's not a good thing to have right about now.
Oh boy.
Not to say there's gonna be a lot of fire or anything. We just gotta be careful. You know, it's a little slippery going down these stairs into this large square room with a funny red guy on the other side. Look at him. It's just a dude.
Guy. That could never mean fire.
Look at him. It's a guy. He's got arms.
It's a guy.
Got 4 of them. And supposedly a face. He's got a big sword.
Piglin from
Yes. Minecraft Piglin Belias. And I'm just gonna steal his items while he attempts to murder me. Oh, he's taking Ash. I don't like that.
Yawari Arena.
Arena.
Yeah.
You boss tank. Let's go. Come on over here. Greater barrier. Do I have enough license points? I do. Hey Ash. Dispel. Uh oh, he's using Fire Raja. That's gonna hurt. Ouch. Well, we only got one person oiled with that, that's good.
Gamer luck.
I mean, I'd say it's pretty average luck. Maybe a little bit, but like I feel like you can only get 2. Why do you keep burning me, buddy? It's rude. The epic cinematic camera. Wow. It's honestly astonishing that we only got 1 fire edge out. Maybe I'm not quite as underleveled anymore. Wow. We got a thingy.
You got a thingy.
It's an Esper. Elias, the Gigas. He's one of the Zodiac. I don't know which one.
In vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
No.
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now
treasure's a funny
command rests a
dog.
power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Yeah. He's cute.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
Damn. No money. I like how they play it up as being like, yeah, this guy has power beyond measure. Like, it's crazy. And it's like, I don't think I've ever used him. He's kind of a little piss baby. You have to use them exactly once for this story, and that's it. What is this? Where are we going? Down this enormous staircase. There's statues. No, just pillars. Damn. What's this then? Are you ready for a lot of deep breathing? I'm pretty sure this is a very heavy breathing moment.
I'm ready.
Ow, shiny rock.
What's wrong?
What are you looking at?
Your Majesty, we must go.
What?
What? This shot's so cool.
Zelda?
It's Rossler. It's the dead prince.
Wrestler.
Wow, they're gonna get married, but then
They
he
were
died.
married.
Wasn't it like on their wedding day?
Oh, it was like a couple days after.
Oh, okay.
And then.
His
Wow.
brother? Oh
He
no.
sees him too. Wow. Where's Cloud? Unfortunately not in this video game. Wrestler, no.
You will be avenged.
Everyone's just looking like, Princess, you okay? Because only Vaughn and Ash are able to see him. That's what just happened. And the stone appeared in her hand. Wow. Funny rock. It's Kingdom Hearts, there's gotta be Cloud. Who's the most Cloud character in this game, I wonder?
Me.
You? Yeah. Maybe Kites. I think Kites is just baby Cloud. One day he'll be Cloud. Yeah, we got the Dawn Shard. Wow. Crazy. Now we can tell people we're the princess and they have to listen to us. Or something like that.
What if they just kill the princess?
Honestly. I don't know why they haven't yet. Like, everyone thinks she's dead. Like, why would they want her to be alive? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why would Vayne want... Like, Vayne could kill us. We were captured. Why didn't he do it? Man.
Because fuck the princess.
Don't we all? Strong mist prevents teleportation. Well, time to go home, I guess. Whoa. High res? No, they're coming right for us. Well, we've been contained.
Prison again.
Back to prison for the third time in 10 hours.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence,
Judge Geese.
Majesty.
Geese nuts. It's that guy
You
that we
left us with
didn't
such
kill
great
for some
dispatch
reason.
upon our last encounter
Yeah.
that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
No.
The nether site?
That is a base imitation. We seek Wraithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them,
The
Captain
rocks
Azalus?
made by the gods.
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Are you mad, Vossler?
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Vossler was the imposter.
Captain
he
Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne. And the kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it.
A whole kingdom
An entire
for a
kingdom
stone.
for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
But it's a
And
cool
when all
rock.
is said and done, your
It's a
master
very
will have
cool-
another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
Ha 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 ha.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanasta soon.
I'm finally going home.
I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
Someone should give Ash a coat. Yeah, she's looking kind of cold.
Wow.
Taking us to the battleship.
Yes, we're gonna go fun.
Classic needlessly loud mechanical noises. Back in chains.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
Yeah, sussy imposter. Jeez.
A son of Dalmasca.
What's the imposter among us?
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment.
That sounds
Once we've
smart.
connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Who's coming?
It's Fran.
Well,
Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000!
69.
This must be Death-Factor Nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True day-affected Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it? You stand!
well, there
Hold
he
her
goes.
down!
She's going barrel.
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up.
Oh.
I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther!
God damn it,
Sky
Vossler.
pirates. The future of Dalmasca will not be stolen.
Yeah, it's like 1 versus 6. We'll be fine, right?
Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
Okay, so this will be interesting because Fran is berserked now, and there's nothing we can do about that. So, we'll see. Oh shoot, he's using Reflect, that's right. I need to not do that. And I think this is like this is the cheese to the fight if I remember correctly. Is foe status Reflect Dispel. Because Vossler just really doesn't like being hit by magic. And so he will just keep casting Reflect on himself, I believe. What did we just dispel? Look, he's casting Reflect again. And we dispel him. And he casts it again. Which is really nice because this fight sucks. If you remember when Vossler was in our team, he would like combo guys like 6 hits and kill them instantly. He does that to you too. So we can just do this and it wins the fight for us, thankfully. Oh, he's enraged now. I think that is where it stops. Perhaps. No, we're good. Just keep dispelling and let Fran do the hard work. Fran is gaming, honestly.
I said angry, but she is gaming too.
A little bit of both. Alright, you bonk. Oh, Fran's no longer berserked, it ran out. It's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense for lore. She's berserk because of the mist. The mist isn't going away. Kill him, Bosch. Kill him.
Engine power falling rapidly. Each negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The Neversite's draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying to
3
get
unit
it.
seal. Lend me an hand.
Absolute critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick?
Yes.
Or was your return too late?
No.
I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
Right.
Bye-bye. Come on. The Rumblies. I like this cutscene.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
They just outrun in an explosion. No big deal. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
What's that?
Shiny rock.
It's the Dawn Shard.
Then what are we waiting for?
Yeah, let's just like turn back into the intense explosion. It's fine. The mist won't hurt us. Hey, just let you know, you just pluck it out of the air. Just pick it like a grape. Yeah.
The
And thus they
dreadnought
did.
Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujerba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanastre. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Don Shard concealed.
She means
Had she
sneaky.
chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
Well put, Ondor. Back in Arcades where the bad guys are.
Star Wars land.
Wow.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstances.
Why are you wasting the army like that?
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency,
Arrest him.
though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vane, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lancer will make for a fine
Yeah,
emperor.
make the little piss baby the emperor so we can pull
Lancer
the
so
string.
adores his brother, and he is yet young. But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
Classic family murder.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vane return to Arcades.
You're gonna give him a proper spanking. Bad boy. How dare you kill hundreds and hundreds of people?
How dare. Been such a naughty, naughty boy.
Hi, Rostler.
Hi. Ghost sex, ghost sex.
Let's go. Funny rock.
Ghost sex. Oh no, there you go.
So he's like, why does Vaughn have to be like he really did not need to be there.
Like, why does he show up at every moment? Just like, yo.
Like, he's here just for sympathy. Like, you saw him too, didn't you? It's like, okay.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've
Do we
seen
the
it
Lord
once
drop, the Lord
before.
drop.
Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nabradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland.
May as
At
well
the
be
time of the
Nabudai.
invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nabradia.
Wow.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
Nobody's
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
And yet, they already hold.
They already do.
The Dusk
Shard. Most likely the Midlight Shard, too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite
Amy
now?
censored Fran's butt.
Then
No.
the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them.
Yeah, let's set off another nuclear bomb.
Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died, and the Empire will know remorse.
I was just
Okay.
like, oh, okay.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know.
Get owned by Vaughn of all people.
The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it. The cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
Yeah, just give me your wedding ring.
Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you.
He has two.
Yeah. She gives one off the middle finger. It's like, I don't know, what's the significance of this ring? It's not her wedding ring.
I'll give it back to you.
Okay.
As soon as I find something more valuable.
Lunchtime? Hell yeah, Bridge.
What do you mean something more valuable?
I'll know when I see it.
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Yeah, why are you here, Vaughn?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. That's what it is, Vaughn. You're just here.
Yeah.
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge.
I love
Passage
that
may
one.
be
The
difficult.
wadis will be swollen
But
with the
those same waters
deluge.
may also lay open new routes to us.
What do any of those words mean?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
Hi, Vaughn. Nice of you to join us. What was the haiku you came up with? Let me see. I wrote it down. It's all through Evilise, Maya pays attention to that bunny Tushy. That was the Fran's butt haiku from the start. I'll invite you to an OJ club, haha JK, unless, I mean, show me down, DM, we can figure it out.
But I'm gonna ask, like, is there anything important coming up in, like, the next 30 minutes?
Not particularly, no, we got a lot of walking to do.
Okay. And I feel like I am stinky. I need to take a shower.
Yeah, I can recap what just happened so like you can catch up before there's too much more. You kinda get it?
I get it, I think.
Okay. So there's the funny shard, right? Remember in the second time we were imprisoned on the ship, right? And the funny Judge Geese Nuts used his fire magic at us, and it looked like it was gonna kill us. And then Stone went, right? That's because that's Nethicite, and Nethicite like absorbs magic, right?
Yeah.
So like when they put the big Nethicite, the big boy, the shard, it sucked the magic out of it, yeah. And they said that it turned their levitation negative because it was sucking all the power out, which is very reminiscent of what happened at the start when Fran's motorcycle just kind of stopped. So that's kind of important. It's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what else was important? What was actually very important? The fleet was sent by Vane, despite him not being the Emperor. So he's being put into timeout by his dad. He's bringing him home, and the Senate are using that as a waging chip against Vane, so that they can get Larsa as Emperor. That's those are the big points so far.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand. I get it.
Now we're told of the first nuclear bomb in the Midlight Shard. It just went. Yeah. So we've seen it before.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I will
You're free to shower. There shouldn't be too much important for a bit. Yeah. Only important thing is talking to Chin here, because she's a funny bunny, and she's foreign, and we gotta help her. She needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I said, wonderful. I would have lose my way on occasion, but I've come to know some walks and alleyways. Okay, so she's a bunny, but she can't hear like the call of the nature. Should she be ashamed or like, no, it's fine? What do you think?
It's fine. I want to get in her pants. We gotta make her feel good.
Okay, don't be silly. Glad you think so. Sometimes worry that true Viera would have such difficulty finding her way. What if my sister had such doubts when first she left the wood? Maybe don't mind. Pray speak with me again soon. She wants to talk to us again.
Yay.
Wow. Okay, that's for real. You can go.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Enjoy your shower. I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, love you.
Do you in mind already? Just have to ask him. Hell yeah. Made some by OJ during last sale. Hell yeah, it's the way to be. Favorite part is when Kefka blows at Ravenaster. Wait, that's Dissidia. Does that actually happen in Dissidia? I'm somehow not surprised, but like, I don't know. Anything could happen in Dissidia and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just picking up a bunch of side quests, because now that we're killed a few bosses, we got a few more things we can kill. Although I don't know if I plan to do any of them right away. Because most of them are very, very easy, and a couple of them are just damn impossible. So it's like, there's no real reason to do them right now, I don't think. But I will collect them nonetheless. Just so that I can talk to the people in the way and not have to worry too much about it later. we will get a few more of these bad boys. Let's see. Reflect is handy. Self MP, that's the real big one that we need. And ally HP. Can also do that. Maybe Berserk could be handy. Depends on what we get. And we got all the negative statuses too. Because I don't think we're going to be getting a Suna in this run. I don't think we have the ability to. All game mechanics involve P. Yeah. M. P. Do that one too. We might get Siphon. HP. We want that. I think the rest... I guess we can get foes present. And the rest should not matter. Got a few bells and baubles to sell that we stole from the zombies and all that. Notice a nice, fine, pretty penny. We got 64 pebbles to our name. Let's go. What do we got? Water shot. I wish. I don't think we can really use any of that. This is sort of like the nice calm mid-section of the game where like we just had a lot thrown at us and now we just get to do a bunch of walking again, which is quite nice because if it was just too much all at once you would not remember anything as I did the first time I played because I was a teenager and I just did not understand the funny words they used. Alright, we gotta return to this guy. Wow, I killed the guy like 8 hours ago. Nice. Oh, we gotta do the flowering cactus. I gotta wait till May is back for that one though. So that's all we got. You still don't understand? What don't you understand? It's quite simple. I can explain stuff if there's holes you're not getting. Cause it is definitely a bit of a thick plot. Hold on, I'm feeling too squanched. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of details that are easy to miss if you haven't done it a few times. Like there's so many things that I didn't realize my first couple times playing through the game that I've picked up on over subsequent playthroughs. And even then, like, I can't just synthesize the entire game's plot and say it outright. Like, I gotta think real hard or I'll forget stuff. Let's see, where is Gatsley? Hi. Where is it? I'm sorry, it's right. Believe it's the Forgotten Grimoire. We don't have enough for it though. So busy need a haircut? You should just get one. Just like grab some scissors. I need a haircut too, because I'm starting to get to the point where I have just kind of unruly hair. And that's a bugger. When it's like, it's getting past the shoulders again. Which is cool. I mean, I used to have really long hair, but it's just annoying with how windy it is where I'm at. Right, what do we got? So we got just about the best stuff we can get. Nice. Everyone's already armed to the teeth. Okay, so look at my license next. See if there's any new armor we can get. And wow, look, we can get the second license board, except for I'm not going to do that. Let's see. What have we got? We're going to want block, for sure. Let's see, Ash. We get Arrow? That's nice. She gets all the auras too. And Kuraga, hello? That's nice. I wonder if she gets Kiraja somewhere. Cleanse and Asuna. So we gotta look out for what Esper this is. Get her that, because that'll be handy. I don't think we get Kiraja though. I think that might actually just be White Mage now I'm thinking about it. She gets the gods there if we got another Esper there. Okay, okay. I will keep that in mind. Penelo. Hello. I think I'm going to build her mostly for the crossbow. So we're just going to beef her up. She will be our very reliable damage dealer. And then, let's see. I'm going to want to get her charged, so I'll just go right for it. Just don't worry about the magic, it's fine. Time battle mage, more like battle. No new equipment. Let's see if you got anything better. Oh my goodness. Okay. Those are pretty big for Penelo. I think I'll do that. I think everyone else is probably pretty well equipped. She's got the wizard stuff. That's good. Yeah. So we're surprisingly not, like, doing too terribly as far as equipment and levels and stuff goes. We've been pretty good about getting it on time. I might want to buy some echo herbs and the likes. So I don't know how much we got of any of them. High potions would be nice. Yeah, we're gonna want more echo herbs than that. No eye drops too. Because we have so much melee. I might just go wild on him. Rest, no deal. The rest we can just die and it gets rid of it, so. Sometimes that's really just the easier option, is to just smash your party member to dust and just let him die. Get rid of the poison. Alrighty, back to Giza, where the, what was it, the Welges have swelled with deluge or something like that. Basically, it's rainy. It's raining now. It's no longer dry. It's not a desert anymore. That's crazy. How nature do that. Humphrey dropped his pot. Yeah, he just kind of tipped it over. Oh my god. Pinello is slapping now. Jesus Christ. Like, I think she was hitting 400 there. Is there another enemy I can hit? I'll show it. No? Lost attention at this point? Damn. Understandable. 438, Jesus. She is our damage dealer for sure. I'm gonna spend a fair bit in this area because there is a sub area that we have to do a little puzzle to get to, which isn't super important, but we can get an item in it. Despite it being like super high level, we can get a funny item there and sneak away before everything kills us. And it's funny. I like how no matter what speed the game's on, the rain stays the same. So it's like the world is actually staying. We're just zooming, right? Like we're not speeding up time. We're just speeding up ourselves. We're just like zip zopping through. Okay. You gotta be careful not to cast any magic here. Okay. Like the funny sun guy we saw in the desert, that thing will get angry if we cast magic. And it hurts. It hurts a lot. It's generally safest to just stay away. Uh-oh. Level 25, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Cast Cure precisely once. That's what we get for it. I think he's still angry if we go back. I forget. No, we're good. We're homies now. Just zoom faster. I mean, I can put it on to 4 times if you want. And just zoom. The big thing we're looking for here is those little white trees. You see it up there just above Fran's ears. There's like a rusty old tree. That's what we're looking for here. That is the aforementioned puzzle that we have to do here. We don't actually have to. In fact, it's kind of dumb to, but I'm going to, regardless. I always forget where all of them are. I gotta be pretty thorough or else I miss one. Is there one in town? I don't think so. Oh, there is. Never mind. It's right there. It's the one I was talking about. This thing. Here's give it a little bonk. And it drifts away leisurely. Look at him go. All the people here are gone. What's up with me? Forgot everyone leaves the village during the rains. I'm a blundering fool. Sorry, buddy. Do better. Stinky frog. Stinky gator. These guys are spooky. I don't like the way they move. Especially in 2x speed. They just like waddle right at you. Do we get the rare? Do we get the rare? No. Unless you have to kill them. I forget. It's something like a 1 in 3 chance or something that a rare spawns here, and he's kind of a pain in the butt. But I do want to kill him for that sweet 100%. I'll give him one more try to spawn. Oh, rain dancer? No. Okay. Wow, would you look at that? Another tree. There's 3 of them. Oops. I'm really out here two-shotting the enemies. It's bonkers. I may as well go through here, just to mark it on the map. It is the Wester Sand, I believe. We don't need to go there, but it'll put a little dot on the map so we know where it is next time. Gator. I don't think there's a tree over here, and I'm gonna check first. Just so we're sure. Just a spot for a chest. Down is where we want to go, but I'm not going to go there yet. Head back up. See you later, Birch. Enjoy. A few printers replace. Sounds like hell, honestly, but enjoy. Printers, I know, can be a bugger, but if you're just straight up replacing, I guess it's not too bad. Enjoy. Yeah. Try to enjoy. This is where you met that little guy, nomad kid who hurt his leg. But he's not here anymore, because it's rainy. You know what? I just realized Ash is 2 levels ahead. I'm going to swap her double experience thing for Fran. Or not Fran, for Penelope. Because she's the one doing all the damage, so it would be nice to have her high level. Oh, would you look at that? All that driftwood trapped over there, conveniently blocked by all of those rocks. It's crazy. Just absolutely bonkers, you know? I think we've missed one though. Yeah. A few more driftwood, we could be able to cross to the other bank. Wow. I believe the last one's just up here. Thanks a posture check and the hydrate bridge. Appreciate it. Whoa, I kind of zooped out of there. It was a hard sit. Let's see. Where's the funny withered tree? There it is. You see it? It's over there. Oh, it's too fast. Well, would you look at that tree? Now, if I haven't missed one, I believe we can cross that little bridge. Ah, I've missed one. Uh-oh. See if I can find it. There's always one that I miss somewhere. But it's always a different one every time. So it's like, I can never make note of it. Gotta keep my eye out for the funny dry tree. The cool tree. Let's see. Might be one like back in the first room that I missed. So they all kind of logically make sense, like they follow the water. So it'll only be in a place where it could theoretically actually float a bit. Hello, you Zord one. How you doing? Come on in. You don't slide. Let's see. Got the one there and the one there. Maybe another one down there if more then. Either that or further up this server. So we got this one. But I don't think there's anything further we can see on that. How do you cook a cat? Is this a joke? If so, I don't know. If not, I would say probably don't. I don't think they like that, you know? Carefully. Yeah, meow, meow. Ah, I got you, Diggy. Actually, you know what? I feel like that's an apt answer to Zord's question. We get the. It's like that. You cook them. You cook them with the Fruit Loops. See, he's dinner. He's part of a healthy, balanced breakfast. Except maybe not balanced, maybe unbalanced, but in the other way, you know. Maybe cooking's too far. How do you think I should cook a cat? I don't think that changes the question at all. Let's just give him a nice blanket, you know? There it is. That's the tree I'm missing. It's in this room. I was right. Fly to town. Right, I always forget this one because I never enter the town through the front. Yes, yes. Now I am remembering. Yeah, oh, the sequel. Okay, okay. I got you. Duplicate. I'll put them over here. You know, we'll split the tides today. Cook it like a chicken or cook it like a beef. I don't think you should cook it at all. I don't know. It should be cooked with love and care. Or maybe cooked like the other meaning for cooked, like being high, you know? Give them a little bit of catnip. Give them some hallucinogens. It's the good kind of cooked. Bunny turtle can't find me. Oh, he's on Panella now. Fresh color flippers? Thanks, Diggy. This is the spring outfit. It was one of the first outfits that got made. Yeah, just randomly DM'd it to me one day, way back. Snort the cat? No, make the cat snort, man. Give him some catnip. Give him the good, you know? Sounds good. I mean, if you want to snort the cat, I mean, I understand the sensation of shoving your face into its belly and just inhaling, you know? Maybe some kind of drug. Okay. This area is a little scary because all the enemies in here I think are like level 30. So we're sending in the sacrificial pawns. I have an output idea now. You look at the spring outfit. Ooh. Yeah, no, I've been considering like reworking the outfits because honestly, like my oh, I still have Gambit son. My live 2D is a little bit shonky, and I've gone through like 3 or 4 different iterations of it, and so a lot of my models like this one are just so outdated. Like, I can't make the same faces I used to, as my new model can. So yeah, I want to just like go back and remake all of them onto the new base model. But that's just so much work. So, I don't know, maybe one day. It's gonna be a recolor, that's good. That's easier. What's this? It's the Feather of the Flock, I believe. Yeah. It's a funny item that we don't actually need, but it lets us talk to birds. And we like that. Because it's funny. What level are these guys? 37? I am at 9? Ooh, I want that chest. Oh, come on, buddy. A little bit further. A little bit further, please. Okay. High ether? That wasn't worth it. Oh. Good thing these guys are very, very slow. Okay, got what we came for. And now Bosch can be banished to the ether. Never to be seen again. Okay, we can get out of here. Finally move on towards the place with the funny buffalo guys we gotta talk to. Double level up, let's go. Actually, we'll get this chest. What the heck? Only $100. God damn. Wow, a new area. Wow. Welcome to the Osmone Plain. A very underwhelming area that we will walk through a couple of times and never actually do anything in. It is simply a between zone. It's honestly very forgettable, unfortunately. Ground. I think we have Pinello here to just murder them. Well, while Maida's gone, we can kill the bunnies. I need the bestiary entry. Nobody tell her. Should probably need a couple more of this guy. Oh, he was running away. A little wimp. Alright, don't press the trap. Thank you. I think I will do a little bit of exploring here and try a bit of the side content. Because I believe we now have access to do an optional boss that is just outside of this area. Where's he going? But it may be incredibly hard, so we'll see. And it might also just be incredibly high level, and we won't be able to get to it. Well, we'll see.
Hello?
Hello. Yo, Minimea. Hi. Welcome back.
Thanks.
You did not miss much. We went through the funny desert where the nomad camp was. But it's all rainy there now, so it's all flooded.
Oh, why is it rainy?
Because it's the seasons. Before it was the dries, now it's the rains. Yeah, that's all you missed. Now we're in a new place. A bunch of horses.
What is this? It's a weird horse. Horse?
Yeah, weird horse. It's a Mesmenir.
Mesmenir.
Whatever that means.
So Flippers, I just had like the reason why it took so long, right? Was earlier today I left my towel in the restroom because I was gonna take a shower earlier. But I decided, I'll wait a bit, you know. And sometime in between that, my mom like cleaned the restroom and she took my towel. But, like I went right now and I didn't check to see if my towel was there.
Just kind of
I just assumed it was.
yeah.
And so I was done with my shower and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I've done that before.
No.
Thankfully, we always have like towels that we use to dry our hands that you can just use in case of a pinch.
We did not have that. We do not. I just like kind of like I dried my hair as much as I could with like my hands, and I just kind of like waddled over to my room.
Just sneak in, make sure no one's in the hallway, kind of thing.
And like I put on the underwear and like oh no, and this is a real horse. Yeah, it's a weird horse. Yeah, that's a real. And yes, I know. What's it called? Put underwear and like a shirt, and I just waddled my way downstairs. So it's like I'm not completely naked. So
yeah, you're protected.
And just like grabbed a towel and then like, yeah, it was just.
It
was an adventure. And yeah, I was panicking because it's like usually I would call my mom and be like, Mom, I don't have a towel. But she's not here. So I was like, man,
to do some Metal Gear Solid. Pain. Never a dull moment.
Daughter? You ever hear like a daughter?
Yeah, your daughter.
What's this?
Inside says, welcome back from the shower. Dunk also had a shower. Wow.
Wow.
Dunk could have had like 5 showers in the time Maya took a shower.
Listen, I also took a long time because I was shaving my legs and I hadn't shaved them in like weeks.
Ooh.
So it took a while.
Fuzzy man. I mean, I can't complain because that was what, like a half an hour shower you just took.
Yeah.
And I admittedly take like half an hour minimum.
Yeah, you take a bit.
Yeah.
Dada? Dada? Dada?
Yeah. I did say earlier that I was going to try and do some optional content. You saw me walk into a cave here briefly. I had to look at the enemies to realize they were level 37, so we're not doing that right now. So we're advancing the plot now. Going to this place, in which we will get a lot of lore. Maybe not a lot, but some. It's Jahara, land of the Garif. Wow. Hi. Who are you? This is Griffland. No place for human child to play at games. They are wayfarers. They bring no harm. Saw them cross the Osmo Plain. They are warriors of great distinction.
What's this?
You ventured upon the plains alone, War Chief? Again?
They're Garrus.
Garrus. Yeah.
What business have you with the Garif? I just wanted to look at my funny, shiny rock collection, you know?
That's hands.
Yeah, he has hands.
He does have hands. You've seen many humans watch through the lands lately. Wow. What could that mean? Other humans have been here? Recently?
Evil.
Look, it's War Chief Supinalu.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're being xenophobic because humans keep dropping atomic bombs on themselves. Who would have thought?
I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah. And you too have come to ask about the Nethicite. You too.
You too. What could that mean?
That means another person's been here.
Wow.
Asking about Nethicite? Who could that be? I like this guy. This guy's me.
He's chilling.
He's
Big
just like,
chilling.
it doesn't even look like he's in a comfortable position. But I mean, he's propped up by his mask that's digging into the ground. And it's just like,
Yeah.
he's a smart guy.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's mildly comfortable.
Yeah. Look at these guys. What do you think of these guys? What's your professional opinion on this livestock?
They're ugly.
Ugly. Is it like a good ugly or a bad ugly?
I don't know. It's like a neutral ugly. Like, I don't hate them, but
They just look very
I think
sad to me. They're just too downtrodden. Why they just stare right at the ground? They're nanas. They're the bison of Italy's. What do you got for me, buddy? Stone of fire, a bleed. I'll take fire, stone. We don't talk about bleed. Shmoney. What do we got? golden garb. Hell yeah. So we need enough for the grimoire too, but I guess we can sell some of this junk. Old weapons we don't need no more. Hunter's monograph. And this guy's gonna tell us about monographs. Wow. Hey you. Alright, I have to talk to the guys first. Gotta get the lore from the local gizmos. You've come to learn of this Nethsite. We know the old ways, the old knowledge. Perhaps one of us knows of the stone. Mine is little, however. Okay. Must be this. I are the Humes of War Chief saw on the plains. Welcome. I'm Spinella's brother, Kadalu. Don't worry, for he often goes alone. Why would others surely wish to train with him? He's stubborn. We have business with the elders. Yes, on you go. Okay. Let's see. Ask the elders is what they all say. I think that's all the elders. Isn't it? Yeah, you're just a herder. Oh, you're an elder. What's up, elder? Not the only one who've asked me about this Nethsite. Saddens me. I know nothing of it. Wow. I said talk to Geomancer Yugelu. We already talked to him. I think now we can go over here. We've pestered all the elders. They said to talk to the High Elder. Let's learn about the Nethsite. I cannot turn back now. Okay, Ash. We're a descendant of King Wraithwall. Please talk to me. We have proof of your heritage? Haha, no. We just like, I looked in your eyes. You speak the truth. Let's go. Because they're weird spiritual beings, and for some reason they just know things. And plot, you know. They gotta just let you. Alright, buddy. Dish me that lore. The guys from the horror section of Outer Wilds remind me of these guys. With their funny little masks.
This Nethsite. You have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone. Then we are no different.
What?
He knows nothing.
In ages past, the gods made a gift of Nethsite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the Nethsite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwall flow through your veins, you cannot wield Nethsite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
That's what he just said.
Though it shame me so to admit.
She just needed clarification.
Here before me stands the descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the Nethsite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power.
No.
It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come.
It is a dried out sponge.
This
and Vaughn's
stone
also
is
there.
devoid of power. power.
You look
Empty,
a little
yet
disappointed.
full of thirst.
It's thirsty.
A terrible longing to drink the world dry.
Me too.
The power of men and of magic.
Who's this?
Of good and of evil.
Me.
May I walking up
It
to
is
the great
often
chief.
those who desire Nethicite, whom the Nethicite itself desires.
Him. Larsa, once again. Back at it again with the Nethicite.
Back at it again. That just reminds me of something cursed.
Oh no.
Maybe if I remember, I'll tell you off stream.
Okay.
To Baromi says. I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia. And Arcadia would have no choice but to answer.
But Dalmasca is the battlefield.
Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omases. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this.
He would. He definitely would.
Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Oh yeah, more kidnapping. Second time someone has asked to be kidnapped in this game.
That's not even kidnapping
You
at
saw
that
him,
point.
didn't you? Like at the king's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
I don't know.
It's strange.
I don't know, I'm just special. The heck?
Before,
Just a special guy.
I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Could have been his brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense?
Sometimes you just gotta die, you know?
Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose.
Wow.
Find some real answers. Some reasons.
It turns out he doesn't have one. He's just here for the ride.
If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find him.
No, you really won't. That is the most the game tries to make us care about Vaughn. And I don't mean some people it works on. It falls very feebly.
It's at least they tried.
Yeah, my brother's dead, and so is your
hoped you'd say
boyfriend.
yes.
Let's
I'm
be
glad.
friends.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way. I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Bur Omesis.
Oh yeah,
Who
best
is
character
that?
in the game.
An enemy. And an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
Kid sure loves his riddles.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
What's racist, Vaughn?
I mean, can you blame him?
No. This game does everything they can
stands at the
to make you
northern
hate
end of
every
the
single
Yak
Imperial
Bermuda.
in the video game.
Once we're in Yacht, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Yacht right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Yacht. You know, Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
I'm the leading man.
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I'm just here to see how shit goes.
Yeah. And he doesn't question Fran at all, just Balthier. Fran just walks silently away. He doesn't mind having her around.
Eye candy, like, she could be a bad guy. Who cares?
So you believe? Yes. He's gonna give us some herbs. Never mind, he gives us a bow. Never mind. Right, he tells the guy that he should make the chocobos free for us. Right. He doesn't give us an herb to talk to the chocobos. So yeah, we're now that we've realized that the stone is worthless and has no water left in the sponge, we gotta go to the funny mountain to talk with the guy who's like second to God, to be like, hey, yo, I'm a princess. Can you make the world know so that I can be the queen? And ask him politely. And that's where we're at now. We're willing to beg. Just please.
Why didn't you do that before?
I don't know, honestly. It really
Like
would have
this?
been easier to come here than Wraithwell's tomb, but
Yeah.
I guess Ash wanted the power of the funny stone, so yeah.
I suppose.
She really likes her shiny rocks.
Yeah, girls love their diamonds.
Bunny on the bird.
You have a timer on the chocobo?
Yeah. It gets
Dumb.
the thing is you feed it a funny herb and it like pacifies it. But after it's gone, it gets like angry and it runs away.
That's dumb.
Oh wait, I don't want to be here. Can I go through? I can.
I guess this one was a success.
Wow, I'm impressed, Vaughn.
I got a good feeling.
An alliance between Dalmasca and the Empire.
Reason tells me 'tis the only course. We must avoid a wasting war with the Empire at all cost. Yet I fear I could not bear the shame, had I but the strength.
A shame perhaps for me and for you. But for Dalmasca it is hope.
And you can just accept this, can you?
After
You just said it's a
Vane's ruse, I had
shame.
abandoned hope for honor.
He's
Never did I
burdened
forget
more
my
than
nightly
that.
vows.
He's the guy who
One
killed the
person for
king.
Mor's horror. Then I would bear any shame. I would bear it proudly.
I would whip it out and walk
I
around.
could not defend my home.
What a guy.
What a shame to me.
Oh yeah, his home country was basically just annihilated before. That's what he's
People
talking
hate
about
the
there.
Empire. They will not accept this.
There is hope.
Right?
Don't encourage
Hope for a future where we can join hands
Look,
as
the
brothers.
Empire boy and the regular Dalmasca people are getting along. Look at that.
Don't be Larsa.
They're homies. Wow. Maybe we too can be homies with the Empire one day.
Wow.
We can't.
Slow motion walking with motion blur. Yeah. These are the bad guys.
But Lord Vane is not one to be brought down easily. The entire military waits upon his orders, from the War Council down to the rank and file.
Vane
What
going
better
into
blade than
timeout.
he to strike down the enemies of the
He's back in
Empire?
Arcadius.
Your honor
Which one's
reminds me of
Vane?
Zet 2 years since. He, too, put his trust in Lord Vane's strength, and what became of him?
Lady?
Gone without a trace since Nabonese.
Of course the lady
I will
has
not hear
like
you malign Judge Sect.
tits and a
He was a
skirt
noble warrior.
out of armor.
Do you think his trust in Lord Vane ill-placed?
I mean, it's
Vane took
cute.
two of his own brothers.
That's the most important part.
He is ruthless beyond contempt.
Oh yeah, Vane killed Vane killed his older brothers. That's a thing.
I thought it was his dad.
Of his own blood.
They're like, didn't Vane see
Fit him for one
murder?
No, Vane killed his two older brothers so he could be the next emperor.
But could we bear him?
Yeah.
But like, everyone knows this?
What of you?
Yeah. it's just typical household
brothers
there.
were traitors.
He was saying they were traitors. They were
So found His Excellency Lord Gramis, you would do well to mind your tongue, Drace. That matter is long past.
Yeah, okay, so...
Everyone's just okay with it?
Well, the law found them guilty, so it was fine.
We come at once.
And these guys are all about the law. They're the judges.
Justice sucks.
Lord
The justice
Larsa has
system
left
is
for
flawed.
Baromeses. He hopes to enlist the aid
But these
of
are the
Grand
good
Kiltius
ones.
in
They're the
stopping
ones who
the
think.
insurgents.
They're all about
I doubt
Larsa.
this will be enough to deter Ondor, but even a slight hindrance to his operations would be welcome. This will delay the Rosarian invasion, and we will have bought much-needed time to shore up our defenses.
Just as His
You would
Excellency
think
had
that
hoped.
people who are meant to
No
judge
matter the
can
result,
think.
I'm pleased
No.
with the young lord's progress.
No.
I already see the stunned faces of those mud-witted senators. The fools think a child emperor's strings easy to pull from the shadows. But they will find that Lord Larsa is no puppet.
Yes,
He's a
the
smart
senators would be
cookie.
most pleased with a puppet for an
He's a
emperor.
smart kid.
Recall, Drace, how the Senate fears and despises Lord Vane's ability. When they realize the truth, that Lord Larsa is no docile lamb to be shepherded, they will bare their teeth and devour him.
Yummy.
All right.
Vor?
I shall speak on this matter with His
War?
Excellency at once. Gabranth, it falls to us to protect Lord Larsa. Are we agreed?
Aye.
Aye. So they're like they're cohorting. They're vague double agents. They're still for the Emperor, but like they just want to save little boy Larsa, little guy.
I mean, it's like, it's not really taking teams. It's just like,
Yeah, they're just against
Vane-
the Senate, 'cause the Senate's stinky.
they're gonna mess up for a little.
He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. He's a little manlet.
His baby.
He is titty height. He is small.
He's baby.
He's incredibly. Well, I guess everyone's kind of titty height for Fran. She's just big. Anyways, into the jungle.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a panther.
Yeah, they're like weird mind beasts. They're just they work out at the library.
Tentacles.
Yeah, they have funny little tentacles.
A boga.
If we come this way, a little bit further, we'll see enemies that'll kill us in one hit for some reason. I think. It might be on stage for now. Oh no, yeah, there they are. Yeah, that's scary little dude.
It's just a wispy.
He's a hellhound, level 37, like double our level. Wow.
I mean, it's telling you which way to go, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we get walled there if we go that far, so it makes me wonder why it's just not in the next room.
It's kind of just to warn you, I guess, so it's just not as obvious.
Yeah.
And, you know, people would be complaining like, oh,
I mean, we could go there sooner than we're supposed to, but it really wouldn't give us anything.
Oh yeah, but first, can you get rid of my
Okay. Make the May of Vision go poof. Pop.
Thanks.
Yep. May of Vision is now looking at Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a map. It's a big old stringy place. And down here are the monsters that kill us instantly. So we will not go down there. What do you think about these enemies, man?
They remind me of the piranha plants.
Walk around with little tentacles, and they just got a big mouth. And they're stinky, they got bad breath.
It's like, it reminds me of like this one. I think it's a Mario Party DS. Like, it has like a story mode. And then there was like this one, it was like, I think it's like the first boss. Cause like, after you win, you have to like go against a boss. And it was a baby piranha plant. And I could not beat it. I could not.
Baby too strong.
It gave me too many nightmares.
Yeah, so he's a plant boy, that makes sense.
Like, not actual nightmares, but just like dreaming about it. And it's like, bruh.
Yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about it. There's a tree animal. He's a good guy.
Good guy.
What is this?
Oh, whoa, what's this?
Magic barrier.
What is it?
The jungle denies us our passage.
What have we done?
Not we.
We? No. I.
What's that mean? How are we supposed to get through that?
Making an appearance?
Come on, I'm talking over here.
I thought you'd left for good.
Hey!
Our choices are few.
It's time. It's time. It's
It is
time.
as much for you as it is me.
Oh?
Time?
It's time.
You are ill at ease. The Nethersite troubles you. You've let your eyes betray your heart.
Right.
Secret bunny magic.
Soon you will learn.
Okay.
Wow.
We go to seek aid of the Viera who dwell ahead.
Bunny time, bunny time, bunny
I bet they'll be glad to see you after so long.
I am unwelcome, an unsought guest in their wood.
Damn.
Just like me.
Just like me, for real.
I was banned from hell. Oh my goodness. Like me.
Banger, 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 banger alert, banger alert.
In the village ahead, you will find her, Mjern.
Yeah.
Bring her to me. She will know why you called her.
Oh, we let the funny Mughals in too. Where have we seen you before? No matter, I know why you've come. Just need to help get to the bottom of the Viera's secrets. A map. These are the guys that we found on the prison ship, who escaped along with us.
Yeah, the ones who were like, oh, we're just like here.
This is where I happen to be traveling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. Now they're here in Bunny Village with us. Wait, what can you buy? Isuna Thundara. Thundara. Yeah, this is the funny secret bunny village that Fran used to live in. But she abandoned it. Which you're not supposed to do. It's bad juju.
Oh.
They don't like us. They look. They stare. Like, why is there a human, let alone a boy, in our wood?
Oh, is there like no boys allowed?
No, it's a female race. There is no male.
Let's go. That's the best kind.
Yeah. Just a bunch of beefy, large
the
women.
Gerudo.
They're just, yeah, they're girl bosses.
The
They're all cute.
Gerudo.
I like their little tails. They just like stick up.
Oh, those are tails?
Yeah, they got, well, it's like armor, but yeah.
They all just have their ass.
Yeah, I mean, why would you need to cover up if you're hidden in the wood where no one can get? Except for
True, I would.
Yeah. Unless you're the guards, then they cover up a little bit. A little bit. They got, like,
I would assume it's because they go out more,
they got,
maybe. I
like,
don't.
real tails. Oh, they don't go out. Nobody goes out. At least not for long. They're just here to protect in case someone were to come.
I'm coming.
We are forbidden to be here. We're to live in solitude. I have no words to speak to a human. I like this one, she's cute. Who would have guessed that Flippers likes the one with the short hair?
The short hair?
No way. Because the spring remains apart that the flowers bloom. You would not understand. I don't understand. I don't. It's because the spring remains apart that the flowers. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean, lady? To have a 7 foot tall mystical girlfriend who speaks to me in ways I cannot understand. Where's Mirren? You're not Mirren? Okay. I like how they just idly walk around, like, very slowly, just not looking at it, just going, you know? Because honestly, me too. I gotta go to York. There's all the commotion. What errand could you have with me, Aaron? Leave for your own sake and our own. Yeah, there's like, oh, I'm not getting any of the chests. This is unfortunate. Yeah, there's like two different kinds, right? Like they're either this one or this one. It's like you got the wood warders who are like the fighters, and then you got I think there's salve makers who just like do magic shit and talk to the wood and whatever.
Oh.
They just vibe, I think. The Jodex just beyond this bridge. Wow. Thanks for telling me. Ouch. Oh my god, she's just making salve. She's just going at it. Not even looking at what she's doing. She's just going. What? We're being approached.
Hey.
And actually they make
Myrn lives here,
Vaughn
doesn't
do
she?
all the talking.
We're here to see her.
He's the one who knows how to talk to a lady.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You will leave at once.
She.
It is not allowed for humans to walk on these grounds.
We'll go as soon as we've seen Myrn.
If you can find her.
We're not leaving until you let us see her. Fine then. We'll look for her ourselves.
What a jerk.
Ah.
I've heard the voice of the wood. She says Myrn is not in the village. Jote, where has she gone?
Why do you ask? The wood tells us where she has gone. Or can you not hear her? You cannot. Your ears are dull from hearing their harsh speech, I think. Viera who have abandoned the wood are Viera no longer.
Damn.
Myrn too has left her embrace.
And you forsake them in turn?
It is the will of the village. Viera must live always with the wood. So is the green word, and so is our law.
We'll let you worry about keeping your laws.
Yeah, boy, you tough.
Just do us a favor and stay out of our way. We'll find her ourselves.
Came back just in time. Hell yeah, Birch. It was a bonny time. Just soak it in. Yeah.
Our sister has left the wood and gone west. She wanders warrens among men who hide themselves in clothes of cold iron. Thus to me has the wood spoken.
Thanks, Wood.
The Viera may begin as part of the wood, but the wood is not the only end we may choose.
The same words I heard 50 years ago.
Oh, she old.
Yeah. Old lady. Yeah. They talk about how she can't hear, and if you notice, like, all of them have, like, pretty much stark white ears. But Fran's are, like, super muddy and dark at the top. I was like, wow. She can't hear, she's deaf. She uses her human ears, not her bunny ears. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna use that now that I've got it. We just got haste, which is poggers. She'll keep herself speedy. And probably waste all of her mana doing it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta find a bunny in the east, hanging out with some humans. That's all we got to go on. I just like vibing here though. I really like the music. It's just nice and cozy.
Not bad, Vaughn. Didn't think we'd get any information out of that one. So then, what was she saying about men in a warren?
The Henna-Magicite mines. Maybe that's what she meant. They lie in Bangkor, south of the Osmoan Plain. The entire region is a colony of the Arcadian Empire. There would be soldiers.
Is that a problem? Let's move.
Fran,
Yes?
I was wondering what Yote said, you know? About how you said the same thing 50 years ago?
Your point?
How old were you again?
Don't ask that.
Nice fun.
Surprisingly rude.
Try to grow up, please.
I like that one. It's surprisingly rude. Yeah, she's old. She's a little old. Bunnies live forever because they don't talk to humans. You don't say that. Yeah. Avoid unnecessary confrontation. Okay. We're off to the mines. Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I'm gonna kill this guy before he begins.
Much at night.
No, you're seeing kind of red. And you're looking at that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get another gun for Ash. To get her to dispel protect. Oh, I remember when I was talking about like these little floaty bits that we can't get to. When we fought the big red guy, it added this tile, which is Belias, which lets us control him, and that's what lets us get to some of these.
Nice.
I don't think any of it is useful right now. What do we got? Horology. We got. What do I see on here? Oh, he's literally nowhere. Okay. And Pinello gets nothing as well, so. And this is how we get our second job, which we're not gonna do. So yeah. We might start considering these though. These quickenings. Now that we've sort of got our party nailed down. I'm gonna look at what each gets. So we need to get those first when there's something important behind it, because it's another one that is shared between them. It'll lock us out of stuff. But it might not be anything important behind any of them. Just a lot of HP. Attack. Yeah. So I might just go ahead and get that on Ash.
Sorry, I was just distracted with the little sister.
It's okay. I'm just sort of rambling.
Yeah, I kind of understood, but like.
Yeah. Let's see, what's the other one we gotta get for Ash? 435 HP, probably that one. We'll work towards that. That'll be our next big goal for Ash. Is to get all this magic up and get 435 HP. Are you looking at working on art? Hell yeah, Genevieve. Welcome on in. How you doing? You just missed the pretty forest section. It's very, very Genevieve coded. I hope your art goes well. How are you two? I'm doing just peachy. How you doing, Maya?
Okay.
You okay? You okay?
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you're okay. How are you doing, Genevieve?
I am simply just
vibing.
I'm trying out funny live 2D.
Oh boy.
Wish me luck.
That is a struggle. I know that all too well.
Yeah. So we shall see. It shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, you should be okay. You've done it before.
Done it 3 times with this base.
Just about workload, but you're getting through it. You good though? Heck yeah.
This would be my 3rd time.
Just take your time. Don't rush yourself too much, but just like keep a nice pace to it, you know? That's the way to be, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Get rid of protect. She's hasting. Her cures are probably okay. I think we're good. So yeah, we're off to the mines to find our bunny friend. Another grand goose chase.
Why are we going here again?
We talked to the funny masked guys, right? Over
yeah,
here.
and they're like, we can't help you.
Yeah, like, we can't help you. Go talk to I guess he didn't say go talk to. We found Larsa there, right? This little guy. Little Empire guy. And he was like, I have a great plan to ally Dalmasca with the Empire, so that the Empire won't fight over top of Dalmasca and destroy it in its wake, right? So like the only way to save Dalmasca is to become part of the Empire as like an ally, so that they'll fight Rosaria together instead of Rosaria and Arcades fighting on top of Dalmasca.
Yeah.
So we're going to Mount Bromosaeus, because that is where the Grand Kiltius is, who's a guy who is, I don't quite understand what exactly he is, but he watches over everyone using some sort of crazy magic psychic power, and he can deem you worthy to rule a country. So the plan is to go there as Ash and be like, hey, I'm not dead. I'm the princess. Make me the queen, so that we can rightfully reclaim Dalmasca, because people will believe us if the Grand Kiltius says it. And with that, Ash can formally make a peace treaty between, or an alliance, I suppose, between Dalmasca and the Empire. So, yeah. Basically, we're going to go prove it again. Because there was that funny barrier in the jungle. It's the wood, the funny thing that the bunnies talk to, is not allowing her to go through, because Fran is the bad bunny. She's not allowed there. So we're going to find Murin, because Fran knows that Murin can help. We don't know why exactly, but she can help. I'm gonna give a potion to an Imperial. He's a homie. Here you go, buddy. Thanks for the tip. So yeah, there's a lot of like preamble, I guess. And they could have gotten rid of a lot of this, it feels, but like it's got enough weight, and I feel like it's good that it sort of expands on Fran's character. Like this is the Fran arc, right? Like that's where we get to see more of her. Yo, Classy Ninetales 2, thank you for that follow. I have to ask, as I always do, what happened to Classy Ninetales 1? Where'd they go? What happened? No, I can't. I forget where the chocobo are. Do I have to take one from over there? I remember my first playthrough of this game when I was like 12. I could not figure what to do here. Because the place we have to go is over there. And you can only get to it through here. And the game vaguely tells you that, but like never explicitly says, hey, you need a chocobo. So we gotta go get another chocobo. No little bunnies.
Annoying.
No big old booties.
So cute.
Tails bigger than their entire body.
As it should be.
They make funny noises too. And wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
And hear their peats. Yeah, they're homies. These guys on the other hand. Kogarasu Masu. That's good. I think. Can we give that to healthy? Can. May as well. We might eventually level up both here. That's a lot of beads. Thanks for the heals, Larsa. You're a homie. This game does this thing with the guest characters where they always make them just like stronger than your team. I guess maybe that's just my experience of always being a little underleveled. But they always got the right magic and they always use it at the right time. And it's really nice until they go away. And you can't rely on them anymore. It's like everyone in my team's at full magic right now because Larsa's just doing all the work. Then he's gonna go away and we'll die. Being jumped by these snakes every time I get a treasure. Very rude. Two treasures. Wow. It is popping up everywhere, man. Chill out. Hello. Oh, not you. Not you. I don't need no maps. Hello. One chocobo, please. Flipper time, flipper time. Hell yeah, Fal. Well, come on in. Chocobo looks so funny in double speed.
He going,
Just
he
like,
waddle.
wiggle. Let it go. Finally home from football. How was football? It was good. You went to 2 games. Wow. More like feetball, am I right?
Wow. I can't believe Mom would you go 2 games.
Dead guys.
Oh my god, why are they dead?
Researchers from the Draclaw laboratory.
Draclaw. That
What were they
name
doing
again.
here?
Research.
Double header. Well, that sounds like fun. I hope you had fun. Had some yummy food or whatever you do at football games.
Mm.
That's all I'm there for, is the stadium food. And even then, I'm never there. Oh yeah, we're in the mines. Bats. Had beers and such. Nice, nice. So we back in. Wait, 27. Oh my god, nice is highlight. Except for we're just carrying a hammer instead. It's like those Minecraft mods that add hammers that just function like better pickaxes. Pinello is carrying. I don't know if y'all saw that through the double speed, but she just crit for 900 and just like annihilated that bat. Wow. Gate. This is the obligatory red-blue tide puzzle area in the game. But every RPG has to have it at one point.
I am not doing anything.
Color of the switchboard phosphor color spawns with the gates currently closed. Use the switchboard to open gates of the color presently illuminated. Note your desired route and open gates as it requires. Puzzle 1 cannot open both simultaneously, as they're linked to verify your route in advance.
Huh? I don't know.
Water.
Oh, yeah, he's your brother.
Bromia. I should escape. I don't know how, but I did. You must be careful. If you stay back, I've done nothing. Please. He's gone cuckoo. Looks behind her, bitch. Pika. 2 more hours, literally just eating peanuts in the tech shop. That is ideal. I hope you enjoy your peanuts. Oh, we're flipping too, okay?
Boogers. That's what's inside my nose.
Yeah.
The boogers?
Yeah.
Like the boogers?
Yeah.
And the boogers.
Like the boogers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boogers?
Yeah.
Can you say achoo?
Yeah.
You remember he will come in a
Okay. We are safely 90-degree rotated.
yucky.
Yucky.
Yeah. What's the you part?
Blood. That's what's inside my heart.
The clear answer was me, man.
Oh, well.
Mia doesn't actually love me. She loves blood more.
Yeah, I love blood more.
That's fair. That's understandable. A lot of bats, man. Why are so many bats in this cave? Where's all the diamonds?
Awa. This is sassy.
I should probably go the other way. I'm pretty sure the map is down there. Dame dane? Oh, is that what you're saying?
No.
Dame dane.
Dame.
Dame yo yo.
Taga. Suki Day.
Oh yeah, the classic slime ambush.
Suki Day. Dora Decay.
Yoi Osa. K demo.
Mo. Ba-da-da-da-da.
And then the line that nobody ever